You're listening to The Money Hour with your host, Tina Mitchell, on Alternative Talk 1150 AM. Now, back to the show with local mortgage expert, Tina Mitchell.
You are listening to the Money Hour at 1150 AM KKNW, the Saturday, April 16th show and Easter weekend. Easter is the rare beauty of life, so I hope you enjoy it this weekend. You can also listen to my show podcast, Facebook premiere, or you can catch my show on my show YouTube channel. In addition, for more information on my upcoming events, you can go to TinaMitchellEvents.com. I am your host and local mortgage expert, Tina Mitchell. I bring into studio each week the best of the best experts in our local market on everything regarding your money. Now in studio, Eileen Vierra of Memory Books by Eileen, the power of memory books, right here on 1150 AM KKNW. Eileen, thank you again so much for coming back in studio. It's always a pleasure to have a conversation with you.
Thank you for having me again, Tina.
So Eileen, can you share why memory books are so powerful?
Yes, sure. Memory books generate nostalgia, and those are the thoughts and feelings that come with remembering certain situations, and that helps with our mental health and our feelings of belonging. So when we review our memories and think of our memories, we are reminded of the meaningful memories and relationships that we have with people, and that's really powerful. And then when people give us memory books of ourselves or tribute books to ourselves, to our people we love, that is a super powerful way of showing that we honor and care about someone, and that's where the tears come a lot of times.
Yeah. I was talking with Eileen earlier about that. And yeah, just if you're listening to the show right now, just think about that last time that something reminded you of a special memory, and you get those goosebumps and it brings on the tears of joy. Only if you embrace that moment. A lot of people, as they let that moment pass and then they get right back to whatever they are thinking about in business. Well, this experience of putting together a memory book, it allows you that time to continue that process and experience that for a long period of time, which definitely has huge beneficial for you. So Eileen, what do you mean by memory books?
So I created this idea of memory books because I do photo books for people. You know, a lot of people are familiar with photo books. They're the coffee table bound books like this, you know, that people can use to store their memories and store their important travels and that kind of thing. And then I guess we can't see it in here, but scrapbooks are a different type of memory book where you can add pages, you can tape in pictures. This can also be digitally done. So it's a little bit bulkier, but it can hold mementos and cards and maps and all kinds of other things that you want to remember and keep. So there's scrapbooks, there's photo books, and then there's digitally designed scrapbooks. So there's three kinds of memory books.
3 different options, and digital on top of that. So Eileen, can you clarify that you're making them or your clients are making them? How do they make that decision?
Sure. Well, I have both types of clients. So I have done for you services for people that I will take their traditional photos or digital photos and make books for them. And those are for people who don't have the interest or the time to make them themselves. So I do that. That's Memory Books by Eileen. That's how I founded that part of the business. And then before that, I was working with people through another company called Creative Memories, where people wanted to design their own. They wanted to DIY it, right? Do it themselves. And then with those people, I provide supplies in my studio or online, and I provide space and events and workshops online and in person to give people designated creative time. So I do both.
Yes. So they get to choose what works best for them. So what memory book themes are you seeing that most people are requesting?
What I'm seeing the last couple of years, especially, is a lot of milestone birthday
Mhm.
books or milestone anniversary books. I thought I'd see more travel and wedding books, but I'm not seeing that. I'm also seeing a lot of parents come to me with 18 or 21 years of photos from their children,
Yeah.
and they're like, what do I do with this? And my son, my son or daughter's graduating from high school or college, and I want to give them all of their memories. And so I call that a taught to teen book. And I have been doing a lot of those, and they make great graduation gifts, and they make really special Christmas gifts too.
I remember quite a few years ago, but my sister-in-law, she has two daughters, and I think they're like 2 years apart from each other, but both of them have got a memory book from when they were a baby up to, and both of those girls and everybody that was there at those both two separate occasions, a couple years in between, were just like so emotional. It's a big deal to be able to have that the first time experience and then be able to go back to it over and over again. So Eileen,
Mhm.
how can you help people who want to make their own memory books? So, and you're doing the supplies and you're providing the space and the events around that, correct?
Yes, yes. So on my website, Memory Books by Eileen, I have a shop section, and those are online stores. One is traditional and one's digital. So traditional is through my Creative Memories link, and digital is through my Forever link. And Forever is a place that's like Dropbox and Shutterfly meshed together. And so so I have supplies in all of those areas that I can help people with through links there. And then I can also teach people how to use a software called Artisan. It's like Photoshop, but a lot easier. And then and people can make their own custom photo books using that software.
Okay. So can you share a little bit more about your events that you host? Because I know that those are popular and really bring, again, creating that space for people. So can you share a little bit more about those?
Sure, sure. I do hybrid crafting events now since the pandemic hit. I learned all about Zoom and fell in love with Zoom. And I also have a studio here in person. So I call those hybrid crafting workshops. And I do them weekly. I do them every Tuesday, every Friday, one Saturday a month. And then I take people on retreat. Um,
So share about the retreats.
Sure, sure. I do biannual retreats
Uh-huh.
up in Monroe. So I'm in South Bellevue. So that's like a half an hour, 45 minutes away north of here. And I know a lady who has these craft houses. They're set up for crafting. There's beds, kitchens, and tables for crafting.
Why haven't I heard about this?
Oh my gosh,
Oh my God, I'm
you would
in.
love, yes, you would love it. You would love it. So, and my people love it too. And it was a little tricky during the pandemic, but I had to cancel one in the spring of 2020, obviously, because
Yeah.
the whole world got canceled. But then in the fall of 2020, I just had half the number of people. So we spread out, we masked, and we were able to get crafting done. And the ladies were so thrilled because they'd been locked up with their families for 9 months, and they were like, let me out of here and let me be creative and be around other people. And
As long as they still love them and they want to put the memories together, right?
yes, definitely. But so it includes 2 night stay, 6 meals made for you,
Wow.
and just fun people. And creative time, just designated time to be creative and have
Yeah.
fun. And I teach how to do some page layout. And
So when is your next one, Eileen? When's the next retreat?
my next one is September 23rd through the 25th, and it's full already. It's
Wow.
full already, Tina. But so I'm already booking for spring of next year. I got a bigger place. I even got an option for an additional day, and I'm starting to book that one. So it's March 10th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th.
Okay.
So Thursday, it could be Friday through Sunday or Thursday through Sunday.
Since I'm the host of the Money Hour and I'm your friend, I need to make sure I get into that one.
Yes, you do.
Yeah,
Yes.
that is awesome, Eileen. I mean, you just seeing your passion for what you're doing and the difference that you're making in people's lives, and really storing their memories, and again bringing in that connection to the process of putting them together themselves or gathering that is just really a special thing. And I feel blessed to be a part of you and to watch the growth of your business as well. So, Eileen, do you? So, in the event you're doing your personal classes, and again, you're going to keep options for that virtually and options for in person, right? So you're going to keep that
Yes.
virtual aspect part of it.
Yes, I
Yeah.
definitely am, because I've picked up some clients in California, Nebraska, and New Jersey, and Tennessee, and Michigan. So, and they don't want me to stop. So,
Yeah.
and I love Zoom. I do enough Zoom that it's fun for me, but not so much that I'm Zoom weary. So,
Yeah.
so
Zoom
yes,
weary. Love it.
yes, Zoom weary, not Zoom weary. It works
Yeah.
for me. And so much so that I started some new classes this year and you were my inspiration for that too.
Oh, thank
Doing
you.
your classes, your 8-week burn, and your success team classes. You helped me develop my business and be more efficient and effective at what I'm doing. Anyway, so I decided to host some quarterly classes, just some basic photo organizing and some basic scrapbooking 101 for people who are interested in just the very beginnings of photo organizing, right, for themselves. And then I started hosting some monthly classes. And these are for my DIY people, my people who want to do it themselves.
Yeah.
And I taught 3 classes on speedy scrapbooking using that designer where you just drag and drop. And then that was my first quarter. My second quarter, I'm going to teach speedy photo books. So people, like, maybe they don't want to hire me to do a photo book, but I can show them a couple tips and tricks to do their own.
Yeah.
And then quarter 3, I'm going to talk about using that special scrapbooking software called Artisan, which is like Photoshop, but it's easier. So I'm going to do 3 classes on that. And then in quarter 4, I'm going to teach people how to make cards and make photo gifts online. So,
I love it, Eileen. And I was going to ask you, we got a couple minutes left here. I've got one more question to ask you, but I was going to ask you about, just to share about your business growth. And I mean, it's been amazing. And it's because you're getting all of these consistencies in these events and the different places. You're building this community of scrapbookers in all areas that they might want to do that. And it's a beautiful thing. All right. Before we wrap up the show, I want to ask you one other question. How has memory book making helped you personally?
Well, I find it very therapeutic.
Yeah.
So it's creative, and then it's nostalgic, and then it's just very therapeutic. When I look at these memories, especially when I'm doing books of people who passed, you can't really see this one, but it's of my dad. And because I look at the pictures, they make me laugh. I look at the pictures, they make me cry, and laugh and cry and laugh and cry. And then I create this beautiful book at the end, and it's a place to go visit my person who I've lost. So incredibly therapeutic. So it's helped me that way. And then obviously it's helped me with making more money for my family. So
yes, exactly. And it's helped you to be a big, that you have such an impact in people's lives. Every individual that you bring into your community and it works for them and they engage in it, you're making a big difference. So thank you, Eileen.
I love that I get to do that.